You're trying. You're striving to stay on the straight path. You're holding on tightly to your prayers, keeping away from what Allah has forbidden, whispering heartfelt du'as in the stillness of the night, tears falling where no one can see. But despite your efforts, people judge. They judge your appearance. They judge your past. They judge the version of you that no longer exists. And it's exhausting. You want to be a woman beloved to Allah. You're working on your soul daily, chipping away at old habits, learning, growing. But somehow, it never feels like enough. Because the world is loud and its expectations are fake. No matter how far you've come, there's always someone reminding you of where you used to be. But let's stop right there. Here's a truth many overlook. Righteousness is not always visible. It doesn't come in glittering packaging. It's not always loud or picture-perfect. Sometimes the most beloved woman to Allah is the one no one even notices, the one who walks quietly in her struggle, the one who fights private battles with saber, the one who's building her Jannah in silence. So in this video, we're not here to list shallow standards or idealized images of what a perfect woman looks like. We're going deep. We're uncovering 7 powerful qualities of a truly righteous woman, the kind Allah sees, the kind the angels write about, the kind built through hardship, faith, and sincere intention. Don't scroll away, don't save this for later, because what you're about to hear might just bring peace and clarity to a heart that's been aching for both. Number 1. The mark of hayaa. Her modesty is her honor. Modesty, hayaa, isn't just a dress code, it's a mindset. A righteous woman doesn't dress to attract attention. She dresses to protect not just her body, but her heart, her soul, and her akhirah. And hayaa is not about hiding, it's about honoring. It's not a sign of weakness, it's strength, real strength, because it takes courage to say, I will not let the world define my worth by what I expose. In a world that profits from skin and filters and trends, modesty becomes a silent rebellion. It's a way of saying, I belong to Allah, not to the opinions or eyes of strangers. Hayaa goes beyond clothing. It's in her speech, her gaze, her posture, her online behavior, her attitude in private and public. Allah says in Surah An-Nur 24:31, and tell the believing women to lower their gaze and guard their chastity, and not to display their adornment except what is apparent of it. Notice, the verse doesn't begin with a restriction, it begins with guidance. Allah does not limit women, He protects them, He honors them. A righteous woman is not defined by how covered she is, but by the modesty in her intentions, her steps, her voice. She fears Allah more than she fears judgment from others, and even if the world overlooks her, Allah sees her, and that's enough. The Prophet Muhammad said, every religion has a characteristic, and the characteristic of Islam is modesty. Hayaa is not just a trait, it's the signature of this faith. And in another narration he said, if you feel no shame, do as you wish. This isn't permission, it's a warning, because when hayaa leaves the heart, the door to sin swings wide open. What once made us uncomfortable becomes normalized. And that's what we see today. Modesty is mocked, hayaa is seen as backward, and women are told to seek validation from likes, comments, and how many eyes are watching them. But a righteous woman doesn't live for cameras. She lives for her akhirah. When she covers herself, it's not out of shame, it's out of spiritual dignity. When she lowers her gaze, it's not fear, it's reverence for Allah. When she guards her online presence, it's not because she's outdated, it's because she treasures what Allah has placed in her. This is hayaa, not restriction, but protection, not weakness, but radiance. And when a woman walks with this kind of modesty, even if the world doesn't applaud her, know this, Allah records it, and that beauty lasts beyond this world. Number 2. The strength of sabre. She endures what others couldn't. Every woman is tested, but a righteous woman, she is often tested more, not because Allah is displeased with her, but because He is elevating her. Her patience isn't passive, it's an act of inner power. She remains silent when her heart is in turmoil. She smiles while enduring pain that could shatter others. She restrains her anger, her complaints, her loneliness, not because she's numb, but because she trusts that Allah sees what the world can't. We live in a time where explosive emotions are celebrated, where patience is mistaken for weakness. But a woman of true faith stands firm while her world trembles. Allah says in Surah Az-Zumar 39:10, "Indeed, the patient will be given their reward without account." This is not just encouragement, it's a divine promise. Every unspoken tear, every temptation resisted, every smile forced through pain, it's all recorded. And yes, it's hard. Sometimes she wonders, why do I always have to be the patient one? When will it be my turn to rest? But the truth is, Allah only asks for sabr from those He intends to elevate. The Prophet said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a believer, even the prick of a thorn, except that Allah expiates some of his sins for it." So when she holds back her anger, when she walks away from jealousy, when she quietly wipes her tears and stands up for another day, she's not just surviving, she's rising. This is sacred strength. Think of Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh, who was tortured for her belief in Allah. And yet she's one of the 4 greatest women in history. Why? Because her patience was her crown. A righteous woman's saber might go unnoticed by the world, but it is honored in the heavens. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "If you truly rely upon Allah as He should be relied upon, He will provide for you just as He provides for the birds. They leave in the morning hungry and return in the evening full." This is the way she lives, not by knowing every step ahead, but by trusting deeply who is in control. She still makes plans, still puts in effort, still holds on to hope, but she doesn't anchor her peace on the outcomes. Instead, her peace is rooted in obedience to Allah. When things don't unfold the way she wishes, she doesn't crumble because her heart was never tied to the results. Her heart was tied to Allah. This trust, this surrender, is tawakkul, her spiritual armor in a chaotic world. A righteous woman doesn't walk blindly confident, she walks with divine reliance. And this kind of faith illuminates the darkness long before any blessing arrives. Number 7. The legacy of raising righteous children. She might never become famous. She might never have thousands of followers or go viral. Her name might remain unknown to the wider world. But behind the quiet walls of her home, she is building a legacy that will resonate for generations to come. One bedtime dua, one gentle correction, one Quran verse at a time. A righteous woman doesn't just raise children, she raises future builders of the Ummah. She plants seeds of Iman in hearts that will thrive long after she has returned to her Lord. Yet this role is too often dismissed or undervalued. Society praises degrees, promotions and achievements, but she knows the truth. Nurturing a child in the Deen is one of the greatest honors Allah can grant. Allah commands in the Quran, "O you who have believed, protect yourselves and your families from a fire whose fuel is men and stones." Surah At-Tahrim 66:6. This is not just a command, it is a sacred mission, a heavy responsibility. She teaches by example, making wudu with her toddler watching, praying even when exhausted, telling stories of the prophets and guarding her child's eyes, ears and heart in a world that normalizes corruption. Even when she feels unseen, Allah sees her. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "When a person dies, all their deeds end except for 3, ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, or a righteous child who prays for them. Her efforts are never lost. Her sleepless nights are not forgotten. Her gentle nurturing is not invisible." because one righteous child could be the dua that saves her in the grave. One lesson she imparted might be why she's shaded on the day of judgment. Even if no one ever thanks her or recognizes her, her reward is written in ink that will never fade. That is the legacy she leaves. That is the honor Allah grants. Let's be honest for a moment. Today, many parents say, "My child doesn't respect me anymore. They don't listen. They're addicted to their phones. They're slipping into haram." And we act as if it's sudden, as if something just went wrong recently. But the truth is, it started long ago. It began the day we handed them a phone instead of giving them meaningful gifts. The day we taught them how to dress for the world, but never taught them how to dress their souls. We raised them to succeed in this dunya, in school, grades, careers, but forgot to build their hearts for the akhirah. This is the reality. Tarbiyah, proper spiritual upbringing, is not optional. It is the foundation of everything. It's the difference between a child who only knows how to make money and a child who knows how to make dua. We let them scroll TikTok for hours, but did we ever sit with them to explain Surah Al-Fatiha? We connect them to devices but not to scholars. We reward them for memorizing math, but not for remembering Allah. Then we wonder why they drift, why they seem distant, why their hearts don't care. It's not about blame. It's about waking up. Raising righteous children means raising your own standard first. Being the woman who protects their environment, filters their intake, and guards their soul, because no one else will.